Xin Zhao is a very easy to play champion. He can jungle or he can go top. His main objective in team fights is to dish out as much damage as he possibly can without dying. Xin Zhao has 4 unique abilities. His passive, Challenge, reduces a single target's armor by 15% for 3 seconds. Unfortunately, only one target can be challenged at a time. His passive interacts with his ultimate, which you will see later on. Xin Zhao's Q, 3-Talon Strike, deals bonus damage to his basic attacks. The third and final basic attack will knock the target into the air. Here I used it against a minion. Xin Zhao's W, Battle Cry, passively gives him lifesteal on every third basic attack. When activated, Xin Zhao's attack speed is increased. I use this ability alongside my Q. Here I use this on a bunch of minions. Xin Zhao's E allows him to dash to nearby minions, monsters, and champions. Here it's used against a minion. Xin Zhao's ult is very helpful. Xin Zhao releases a sweep which deals damage to everyone around him. Any one target who is challenged by his passive does not get knocked back. Any other target is knocked back. Here I use it to clear a wave of minions. Although Xin Zhao is a jungler, he can also go top. This gameplay will show you him in the top lane. While farming in lane, you want to try to out-trade and out-CS your opponent. Because of Jace's range, Xin Zhao is taking a lot of poke from him. But as soon as you level up your E, you want to try to poke as much as you can. Here he activates his Q and dashes right to him, trying to stun Jace. Unfortunately, Jace can knock him back before he gets his stun off. Let's look at this again in slow-mo. As soon as Xin Zhao reaches level 2, he upgrades his E. Before he goes in, he tries to activate his Q. Jace realizes that he's initiating and tries to knock him back before he can get his stun off. You want to make sure as Xin Zhao that you keep on harassing in lane like this. Fortunately for this Xin Zhao, he won the trade. When playing Xin Zhao, you must remember that your ult can also be used on minions. Here, when Xin Zhao comes to lane, he tries to initiate with Jace. Unfortunately, the minions aggro on him. He needs to get rid of the minions somehow, so he simply pops his ultimate to reduce the minion aggro for a little bit. When Jace comes back in, he simply spams all of his abilities to get the kill. When laning, you must always try to take Ignite. Here Xin Zhao sees that Jace is low on health and simply initiates and ignites. Unfortunately, Jace knocks him back, but the Ignite kills him. You must remember that when initiating, you don't want to pop your abilities too quickly. Here Xin Zhao pops his Q before he can even do damage to Jace. And Jace knocks him back, leaving it in an awkward situation, also wasting mana. You must remember that although your W gives a little bit of sustain, it's not enough to put you through an early 2v1. Here Xin Zhao gets overconfident and tries to take on Jace. When Rammus comes to gank, he completely fails and dies. If Xin Zhao would have run away before Rammus came, he would have still been alive. As Xin Zhao, you want to remember that you're not the main tank in team fights. Here, after his team initiates, he goes in, and makes it out safely. Here, Rammus initiates on one of Jin's teammates. He tries to knock him back, and remembers that he's not the tank. He backs off and lets someone else get the kill. Better safe than sorry. A little while later, they get a quick inhibitor, and they try to go for another one. Xin Zhao realizes that their 2 opposing main carries are down, so they go for a quick turret. As Xin Zhao, you must remember that your Q and your E work on turrets and inhibitors. As Xin Zhao takes down the turret and the inhibitor, he gets too overconfident. He engages by himself and quickly dies. Remember that your E can help you go through walls. Here are some key escape routes. When building Xin Zhao, I try to have a mix of durability, damage, and sustain. I start off with a Dorn's Blade and a health potion. Then I build a Blade of Ruined King, and after that, I build a Banshee's Veil. Later, I build a Randuin's Omen for the armor and a Black Cleaver. Then I build a Ravenous Hydra instead of my Dorn's Blade, and I ended off with a Triforce or Yumu's Ghost Blade. I get 21-9-0 masteries for all the offense in the first tree and all the health and armor in the second tree. Overall, if played correctly, Xin Zhao can be very OP. His abilities let him stay in teamfights, catch up to enemies, and protect other allies. You must remember that while your W gives you a little bit of sustain, you won't be able to sustain through a lot of teamfights. That's why you must try to get as much lifesteal as you possibly can in the beginning of the game. Thank you for tuning in to LOL Nation's Champion Spotlight. We'll see you next time on the Fields of Justice.